Hello everyone, and welcome to the Missouri School Boards Association's Board Report for the month of June. We thank you for the opportunity to share some news and information during a few minutes of your board meeting. We begin with an update on the Raise Your Hand for Kids campaign. Supporters of the effort have submitted far more signatures than the constitutional requirement to put the tobacco tax increase to a public vote. If passed, the tobacco tax increase will fund the expansion of early childhood education and health programs in Missouri. Missouri currently has the lowest tobacco tax in the country at just 17 cents per pack, compared to the national average of $1.61. The proposal would raise the tax by 60 cents a pack, phased in over 4 years. Once fully phased in, this initiative will generate roughly $300 million annually. The proposal requires that at least 75% of the money will fund early childhood education programs. MSBA Executive Director Melissa Randall participated in a recent news conference announcing the submission of the signatures, and she says Missouri's investment in early childhood education is paltry compared to other states.
And Missouri is at the bottom tier of the states in terms of our investment in early childhood education. We also are the very bottom of the list in terms of cigarette tax. We need to fix that problem and get our priority state and let our children be a higher priority in our state than cheap cigarettes.
Research shows that investment in high-quality early childhood education lowers high school dropout rates, reduces crime, cuts the cost of social services, and improves the health and academic achievement of children, translating into savings for taxpayers. If the necessary signatures are validated by the Secretary of State's office, the proposal will appear on the November ballot. The 2016 regular session of the Missouri General Assembly is now history. No single education issue grabbed the headlines in the final weeks of the session this year, but numerous proposals affecting K12 education passed, including an omnibus education bill, Senate Bill 638, that includes numerous provisions, according to Associate Executive Director Mike Reed.
This year, the bill that was moving through was the civics education bill that was sponsored by Senator Jeannie Riddle. That bill says that students, when they before they graduate from high school, must take a civics test, a 100-question civics test, like the citizenship test. The way that this bill was changed this year was it includes those questions, can be included in the government and American government and Missouri Constitution as it is taught in the 9th and 10th grades. So all of that will be rolled into one test, and so that was the civics test that was moving through, and a number of pieces of legislation got put on that.
The bill also creates a task force on dyslexia screening and a requirement for high school students to take CPR training, among other provisions. The state budget approved by the legislature includes a $70 million increase in the foundation formula and a $5 million increase in student transportation. One of the major bills passed by the General Assembly this year would make it easier to fully fund the foundation formula by reinstating a cap on growth of what's called the state adequacy target. Governor Nixon vetoed that bill, but the veto was overridden prior to the end of the session. Among the issues that did not pass this year was legislation that would have put additional restrictions on the school start date. The General Assembly also passed about $80 million worth of tax breaks that were not accounted for in the budget. MSBA is sponsoring a visit to Washington, D.C. this summer. It's an opportunity for board members to meet with members of our congressional delegation to discuss federal education issues that are important to public schools. That trip is scheduled for July 5th through 7th. Check the MSBA website for details if you're interested in making that trip to Washington, D.C. Registration for the 2016 MSBA Annual Conference, in cooperation with the Missouri Association of School Administrators, opens this month. This year's event is scheduled for September 29th through October 2nd at the Lake of the Ozarks. We'll have another outstanding lineup of keynote speakers and more than 100 breakout sessions, all designed to improve the leadership skills of school board members and administrators. You can register for the annual conference on the MSBA website. That's it for this month's edition of the MSBA Board Report. Thanks for allowing us to have some time at your board meeting, and so long from Columbia.